Hi everyone and welcome back to Arcade Spirits. Last time we were just about to head into an interview at a new place at the arcade. And that's what we're going to go do now. The air conditioning hits me like a cool breeze, albeit one smelling of copper and corn chips. As it's early in the morning on a weekday, it's not too packed with gamers. Although it's so packed with games, I'll probably have a hard time finding anyone anyway. At once, I'm struck by something odd. I actually recognize most of these games. Neat! Considering I haven't walked to an arcade in over a decade, that's probably not great. Lots of vintage stuff here from the looks of it. Like, really old. People love old games. Although I don't recognize that game with the stage lights and things. Maybe it's karaoke or dancing? A Japanese import?
My sources say yes.
Checking. That would be Showtime Stage, a collaboration of Niana, Heavy Industry Concern, and Hubris Records in Germany. It's won a lot of awards. Huh. I recognize most of these. Whoa, is that seriously a Mr. Moopy's Magical Maze? But the one in the middle with the split screens is new to me. Fists of Discomfort, a hybrid, real-time strategy and brawler beat-em-up. It's actually not that new. It's been a staple of the esports scene for the last 8 years. Two genres I was utterly lousy at last time I checked. And over here is an old lady. Sorry, ma'am. I was just talking to myself and had an overwhelming urge to complete my sentences. Thankfully, I don't think she ever recognized me calling her old. She looks up from her knitting, seated behind the ticket prize redemption desk, and offers a friendly
Well, hello there. Always nice to meet someone new in the Funplex.
The what?
Francine's Arcade Funplex. Didn't you see the sign out front, dear? Well, I chose to knock off the first two words when they got knocked off the building during the storm of 1980. Now it's just the Funplex, I suppose. So, how can I help you, dear?
Jenny and my phone set up a job interview for me. Yeah. The storm of 1980. I wasn't technically alive for that, but I heard it was pretty awful. Oh, we've endured many a nor'easter around these parts. You get used to it. My little arcade stood the test of time and weathered all the elements. We've actually been around since 1970X, back when the games were all in black and white and pinball was all the rage. Ah, how times change. That long? But I thought the arcade business was high risk. Not when you hire good people with love in their hearts. Actually, are you here looking for work, perchance? I am currently classified as job-seeking, yes. Oh, thank goodness. I'd been hoping someone would reply to that ad I posted on the webs.
Please, call me Francine. As in, Francine's Arcade Funplex. Get it? Actually, thinking about it, I suppose we were originally Frederick's Arcade Funplex, named after my dear departed husband.
Oh.
Sadly, he died peacefully in bed some years ago.
Oh. I'm sorry to hear that.
No, don't be. He died doing what he loved. Having intensely physical relations with me.
Wow. That's information I needed to know, yes. And you are? Ari Kato, ma'am. Very well. Shall we retire to the office to conduct your interview? I'd carry on out here, but it is rather noisy, isn't it? Yeah, about that. How do you deal with the constant noise anyway? Oh, eventually you just learn. You just sort of learn how to filter out all the beeps and the boops. It can take weeks to become acclimated, I found, but in the end, done. She quirks an eyebrow. Wow, now, that's faster than the others. Not bad. So, shall we see what you're made of? This way, please. Francine leads me down a back hallway past public restrooms and into a door marked Employees Only. It takes all my restraint not to point out the extraneous apostrophe. Welcome to our little backstage oasis. I'd suggest we do this in Gavin's office, but it's a bit too untidy. I don't blame the boy, he's been so overworked lately. Please have a seat and we'll begin. As quirky as this place and its owner may be, at least I'm confident that I can nail the interview portion of the proceedings. Oh my gosh. I've interviewed for a dozen jobs and held down 3. I know all the standard questions. A dozen? Is that all? Mate. What are your greatest strengths? What do you see as your weaknesses? Once I even had to describe how to assemble a Lego set to improve my communication skills. Considering I ended up washing dishes, I'm not sure why, but the point is I'm confident, prepared, ready.
If you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be?
Okay, that's weird. What?
If you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be?
Right, okay, maybe this wouldn't be a typical job interview after all. No problem. Go with the flow. Let's do this. T-Rex, no doubt about it. Pterodactyl soaring through the sky. Brontosaurus, a big dude, enjoy salad. Soaring through the sky. Soaring, flying. I've always wanted to be a bird, so... Wait, no, all dinosaurs are basically birds. Let me rephrase. I've always wanted to be a flying bird, so pterodactyl swooping around, catching updrafts, staying way away from meat eaters. Really? How exciting! Even if, technically speaking, pterodactyls aren't dinosaurs.
What's your favorite snack?
Snack? If this was a favorite food question, I have this down easy. It's tacos, always tacos, but snacks.
When you have pizza on a bagel,
Pizza bagels, say pizza bagels. When pizza's on a bagel, you can have... Hush you. Come now, dear, I don't have all day. After giving it a good thought, well, how could I forget my favourite snack? Tasty apple with almond butter, gross. Tacos are also my favourite snack. Whatever munchies look in the depths of the machine. I'm not picky, really. Whatever calls to me most is what I choose, whether it's flaming hot Cheetos or gummy bears. Very interesting. I see you go with the flow, a team player. It's kind of my thing. You know what they say, you are what you eat. Next question. Nothing I prepared before has helped me plan for this odd interview. I braced myself for the next one.
What assets can you bring to the team during the inevitable zombie apocalypse?
Ooh. Is this interview for real or is this a dream? As I look into Francine's deadpan expression, I know she's 130% serious. Engineering, I can make stuff. Medical, and hey, no law is left to sue for malpractice. To be honest, I'd probably get eaten on day 1. I mean, this is true for me. I won't lie. And I feel like the character that we're playing is also very much the same. I wouldn't be much help in the inevitable zombie apocalypse. At least I can throw myself into a world of undead and you can all escape to live another day. Well, at least you're honest, and honest is the best way to form trust. One more thing.
Why are you here?
The question is so simple and almost actually relevant to career planning that it takes me off guard. I told you I came about the job interview.
You're seeking a job, true? But that doesn't really answer my question, does it? No doubt. You think my interview questions are a bit silly. But I like to think of the Funplex as more than a collection of tasks and people to perform those tasks. Most folks my age opening arcades at that time saw it as just another way to make a quick buck. But, well, I saw it as something else. Something more than a way to make a large pile of quarters. And I expect you'll find the others working here see it as something more too. Everyone has a dream they're chasing, dearie. And for my friends, it lies within the Funplex. Now, if all you want is a paycheck, I can provide that. But the last fellow in your position, that's all he wanted. And he didn't last long. So I ask you again, why? are you here?
To be honest, I didn't have a better answer than why not. Buy the ticket, take the ride, that's what I told myself. But that wouldn't cut it here, I needed to actually think this through. It's a Funplex, a plex of fun. And I like fun. To be honest, I don't know. Not yet, that's true. I'm looking for hope. I haven't had much lately. If I don't dare take risks, I'll be stuck. Confused silence. Let's say, to be honest, I don't know. Not yet. To be honest, ma'am, I don't know. Not yet. I've been avoiding the question for a long time. Just making do, getting by, settling for what life will give me. Maybe I should want more than that, though. When I was a kid, I'd go to arcades with my family all the time, but that was long ago. Maybe I want to reconnect with that. Maybe I just want a job. I don't know. But if you hire me, I'm hoping to find out why I'm here along the way. Oh. I can promise you that I'll take this job seriously. In my last job, I was a lifeguard. Even if arcade games aren't life and death, I promise to take my work just as seriously. That perks her attention. Oh my, a rather serious occupation that. And an unusual step from such troubled waters to a land of make-believe. You enjoyed this role as a lifeguard, I take it? Yes, ma'am. My roommate says she often noticed me smiling after coming home from work, which makes Francine smile in turn. I can't say I can offer a role with such high stakes, but you'd be surprised at the many ways one can save a life, even here. Very well. I'm satisfied. Let's get you to work. I breathe easier at that. Probably the weirdest job I'd ever had, to be fair. To be sure, and yet it felt appropriate, like it was about far more than just filling a slot on the payroll. Francine leads me back to the arcade floor to introduce me to my duties. It only occurs to me now that I forgot to ask exactly what duties this mysterious job I'd accepted really involved. Francine gestures to the seat she was occupying previously, a stall behind the prize desk.
Oh, how marvellous!
Welcome to your new position, Harry. Sitting here, you mean? Sitting here and helping players redeem tickets for valuable prizes. A glance at the wide array of pencil toppers, rubber spiders, and tiny plastic toy cars on display. Well, for prizes, at any way. It's such a relief. I'd really been stretching myself thin lately trying to fill in since the position was vacated. If you don't mind me asking, ma'am, why did the last guy who sat here end up quitting? Something about being so bored out of his mind that he felt like jamming one of those 500 ticket plush dolls down someone's throat.
Oh, such a shame.
Poor dear, he just wasn't cut out for this line of work. Grandson or no, I've no patience for such nonsense. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, the last person to work this desk was your grandson? Anyway, Gavin should be by soon. He'll handle paperwork and all that administrative nonsense. Now, if you don't mind, all this talking's tired me out some. I'll be in the back office if you need me. Okay then. Just in my sitting on the semi-comfortable stool, leaning against the desk beneath me, a wide array of cheap junk awaited my attention. Could have lost hope then and there that this job would be even slightly more engaging than being a diner dishwasher, but chose to look on the positive side. I'd be helping kids obtain toys that could become nostalgic memories for years to come. Right? Any minute now. I crave the sweet embrace of death. I've been sitting here for 2 hours now and nobody's walked up to obtain a novelty Funplex shot class, or a colored pencil set, or a light-up yo-yo. No shows are pro-streaming, and so far the only people walking in and out of the arcade are a few stray adults who have no interest in cheap friendship bracelets. Thankfully, my first customer of the day arrives before I start wondering if one of those 500 ticket plushies could really fit down someone's throat. Or maybe not. Nope, just walking right on it by me, his head buried in reading some sort of spreadsheet off his tablet. Was he here to play? Doesn't seem like a typical businessman on a break or unwashed and unemployed game aficionado. In fact, he's a snappy dresser, seems a cool dude. Damn, he's hot, that's my kind of. Let's say seems a cool dude. Most guys I know are content to toss on a t-shirt and jeans, not this guy. Even in an arcade, he's sharp, like a linoleum knife. What? In fact, that rather pointed look he's offering me after doubling back is rather linoleum knifey too. Hold on a minute, who are you exactly? What are you doing behind that desk? Where's Francine? Pleased to meet you, I'm Ari. Hello, I'm Ari Kader, your new hire. I'm looking forward to working with you. He relaxes somewhat on hearing that. Somewhat.
Good to hear.
It's about time. I was wondering how long she'd have to work the desk. She got Yatso for an octogenarian, loves working the floor, but sitting here all day handing out toys, dealing with the problems, wears her down. So she explained the job to you, gave you the papers to sign? She said Gavin would handle that stuff. With a sigh, he rubs his forehead, feeling a headache coming on.
That would be me. I'm Gavin Cooper. I'm the business manager here at the Funplex. I make sure we manage to keep having a business rather than a pile of rapidly collapsing fiscal mistakes.
Right, so as you've no doubt guessed, you'll be exchanging tickets for prizes. But that's the least part of your job. There's more to it than that. You're the floor attendant. You attend to the floor. What, the carpets?
Seriously?
The floor. The arcade, the games, the patrons. You're the one running around, putting out fires and sorting out problems. Technically, you're our second floor attendant. Ashley will be in later, but we need two. One to roam, one to operate the desk. I do it myself, but I'm typically busy in the back office making sure the whole thing doesn't fall to bankruptcy. That's why Francine loved filling in. She's a people person. She loves helping out in a pinch. I am not a people person, as you've likely gathered. That's not to say you're alone out here. I'm in your corner at least. If things go south, you take me for advice on what to do. You got a phone? Of course. Gavin quickly passes me his business card. Apparently he has a stack of them at the ready in his pocket. Go figure. His phone number is listed at the bottom. You ever worked a high-pressure customer service job before? Shoe sales. Smelly socks. You have no idea. Right. Well, you know how to keep your head when a customer doesn't, I hope. If anything goes sideways, you text me. I'm not around. You text Ashley or Naomi. In that order. Who and who? You'll meet them soon enough.
I think not.
Above all, do not bug Francine. She's practically retired. Let her enjoy that retirement in peace. Comprendo? This isn't my first pony ride. It's not my first explosive ordnance test. I've worked retail and food service, and I've worked as a lifeguard at a pool. Managing stress in difficult situations, even life or death ones, is something I've got experience in. You can rely on me. Gavin nods approvingly.
Indeed.
Good, I like to hear that. If you can handle yourself and exercise good judgment, you'll last a hell of a lot longer than the last guy who sat there.
If you stay clear and honest with me, do your work, do it well, we'll get along swimming. I have enough problems keeping this magical arc of hopes and wishes afloat. Please, don't add to my problems.
I'll try not to. Magical arc of what now? Gavin sighs again, a stress release gesture. But his expression softens somewhat
I
afterwards.
take it Francine told you her theory. That this is more than just a job. More than just an arcade.
That's my understanding.
I'm not into dressing up words. I like to speak plain. If I'm curt, then that's because optimization is a factor of my job. Everybody working here wants to work here. This is where they belong, for one reason or another. Me, I love chaos. I love wrangling chaos specifically. The arcade industry is high risk, high reward. I manage that risk so that they can also find happiness in their lives. Everybody in this business has a dream they're chasing. It's a fragile thing, prone to getting crushed by hard reality. My job is to see to it that never happens. That includes Francine, who deserves better in her twilight years than desperately propping up a semi-failing business. So, you find some value in this place beyond your salary, or you'll burn out. Trust me. Last guy to sit there burned out hard. Now, can I trust you to mesh with our merry misfits?
I'm still trying to figure out my why. To be honest, I'm still sorting out why I'm here, what my dream is. But I'm not here to step on anyone else's dreams in the process. I'm here to do my best at supporting everyone. Good to hear. I'd say we share similar views then. It will be a pleasure to work with someone who's actually enthusiastic and competent. And hopefully this hive of weirdness will help you find your dreams along the way. Anyway, I need to go prepare your paperwork. Technically, you shouldn't be working until we cross the I's and dotted the T's, but since I'm already sitting here, you'd rather I stick around? That would be accurate. If you're willing to fudge things a bit and work today anyway, it'd help us out a lot. Now, if you don't mind, Naomi likely could use a hand in the workshop. A good opportunity to introduce yourself as well. Got it. Wait, someone else is here? I haven't seen anyone else. Yeah, that sounds like Naomi. The workshop's through the door here. The one next to the UFO catcher, the crane game, to use layman's terms. Satisfied for now, Gavin heads in the back, presumably to the office, to go crunch some numbers. The front seems really taking a nap back there. Hopefully he's going to crunch quietly. My first co-worker ended up decidedly less cool of a guy than I thought he'd be. I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. But he's not a total jerk, definitely. I've known blunt people before. It's easy to mistake them for jerks, especially at first glance. I decided to give this guy an honest chance for now. Anyway, I should go meet my next co-worker, this Naomi that he mentioned, although I could swear Francine and I were the only ones here until now. A double door also marked employees only, apostrophe, leads from the arcade floor to what feels like an industrial area of some sort. I turn the handle and step inside. Ooh. In a little room tucked away between the back offices and the Funplex front, I find what is very likely this Naomi, spoken only of in myth and legend. A girl about my age, but certainly not my height, is tinkering around on what looks like an old tube-style monitor. I didn't realize they had so many circuits. She doesn't notice me when I come in, too busy soldering capacitor to place. The lingering smell of melting metal fills the air of the poorly ventilated workshop. Excuse me. For lack of a better way to interrupt her. I was worried no matter what I did, she might, I don't know, burn her fingers or jump so high she hit the ceiling or something. Fortunately, the shock's not quite that intense.
Ah! Oh. Hey, you know this room is for employees only.
She said that with no apostrophe.
Are you lost? Do you need something?
I'm Ari Kater. I'm the new floor attendant starting today.
Oh! Hi. I didn't realize Francine already found someone. I guess I forgot to check my text. Whoops.
She spares a glance at her phone. On the nearby workbench, where a huge stack of green notification messages lie in wait. One thought comes to mind on actually seeing her. No wonder I didn't notice her until now. She was totally focused on... No. She is really cute, but I'm not gonna say that. The room's right at the heart of the building, but totally isolated. With the heavy doors closed behind me, I can barely hear the arcade. Considering how completely and utterly dedicated she was to the monitor, not even noticing me, I guess that's also why. But what I first noticed was her smile, even when squinting to see the tiny components on that circuit board. Even when laser focused, she was smiling happily.
Anyway, I'm Naomi Fairchild, the Funplex's techie. Hi! Pleased to meet you. I was expecting Gavin, though. He usually checks up on me about now.
He's busy doing strange things with numbers.
Ugh, yeah, that sounds like Gavin. I take it he sent you along to help? Great. Give me a hand with this monitor. It's really heavy, and I'm still paranoid about dropping it after what happened last time.
Really? What happened last time?
Oh, well, I dropped it.
Oh, right. She helps me lift the large cathode ray tube, slotting the heavy metal framework into place within the exposed guts of the nearby arcade cabinet. Once done, she starts hooking wires back up to other wires. There's a surprising number of green circuit boards in that largely hollow wooden shell. This is the first time I've seen inside one of these things. It's weird. Lots of empty space, a couple large slabs of circuits, and that beefy monitor. Let's see this time. I'll admit I don't know much of anything about how arcade games tick. I think it was a pack full of circuits and things. Naomi keeps working using a pocket multimeter to check various connections as she speaks. It could be packed in tighter, like a bar top or a cocktail cab. I'd say uprights favor form over functionality.
Let me explain.
I mean, compare American and Japanese cabinets. Ours are designed for standing players, so they have to be upright, even if that means an empty base. Japanese candy cabs are shorter, so you play sitting down, but I prefer American style. Ours have more room for art. She closes up the rear access panel, closing it with one of the many keys on the keyring at her side, then steps back to admire her handiwork. There's genuine joy in that smile. Not just a job well done, but at looking at the whole thing like it's a fine sculpture.
So beautiful.
Oh, I love the classic Midway style. Look at those sharp angles, the side art decals, the bold front on the marquee, the bezel artwork. The what and the what artwork? With a sigh, Naomi points out key features to me. The strip across the top with the game title, that's the marquee. The artwork that wraps around the monitor, that's the bezel. I mean, you see it too, right? How beautiful and cohesive it all is, working in harmony to give this game its own unique feel, its own experience. As for me, well, a bunch of weird looking boxes in a row looks ugly. That's not nice. I agree, it's beautiful in its own way. So you are a resident game historian in the United States. The way she stares lovingly at this, well, honestly, this box of wooden circuits and vacuum tubes and stuff, I think I understand. It was made to be one whole thing. The art, the style, and of course the game itself. All of it part of the same experience. Everything about this game is the game. If you run it an emulator or on a game console instead, it's made lesser. Yeah, I guess I can see it. It's beautiful in its own way. Oh, good! Naomi lights up with joy like a pinball machine, all twinkling and shining.
Woohoo!
Finally! So few people really understand the beauty of a classic arcade game. Having someone I can talk to about this stuff is going to be great! Especially with that jerk Gavin running the numbers. Gavin? What's wrong with Gavin?
I don't know.
Okay, well, don't get me wrong, I can get along with him, generally. But his whole attitude is just... ugh. All he really cares about is money. He keeps the arcade running, yeah, but I just know if he had his way, he'd gut the whole place. If anybody's gonna ruin the Funplex, it's him. Mark my words, it's inevitable. That doesn't sound right. He seemed easy enough to get along with, and what's more, Gavin gave me that whole speech about predicting their dreams. This looks like a pretty sore point here, a long-standing argument with the new gal really shouldn't get involved with. That the new gal really shouldn't get involved with. And yet, I'm involved, aren't I? I have to work with both Naomi and Gavin. So I'm not sure I should prod at it, but I kinda wanna know too. Don't rock the boat, clear the air, and find out more. Don't wrong quote. So, what's there to do that's fun around here?
What?
Play games. It's a Funplex. It's literally a place of fun. Right, well, I know that. Sorry, I always ask awkward known questions when I'm, No, I should apologize. You just started here and I'm dumping workplace gossip on you. That's mean of me. I try to stay cheerful, really, no matter what. But try and succeed are different words. Anyway, don't worry about it. Gavin's my problem, not yours. Right, let's get back to work, shall we? Now, for the less fun part. You seem a strong, strapping kind of gal. Well, a strong gal at least. Well, you're a gal, that's enough. I'm semi-insulted then? Okay, let's get to it. Right, a little to the left now. My left. You're right, careful. Now, forward, right, correct. I mean, not turn to the right. Keep it coming, and there. Carefully tip it into place. Victory! I gently ease the rolling dolly forward, the giant wooden box sloshing into place alongside its neighbours. The two-wheel dolly makes it easier, but hardly easy, especially with Naomi fretting over her baby getting scratched, or worse, falling over. But with the work done, she's all smiles again. Okay, glad to be done with that one. I swear, I've been working on that monitor for ages. The tubes are finicky as heck, and I'm still not totally satisfied with the flyback, but thanks for helping me out, Ari. I think you're gonna do just great here. Happy to help. Alright, stomach growling, food required, except I wasn't expecting to actually be working today. I forgot to pack lunch.
When you have pizza on a bagel.
Now, I'm just talking here, but if you have pizza on a bagel, shh. Hey, so any good restaurants in walking distance? I think that bookstore next door sells donuts and stuff, but no, not really, unfortunately. I mean, there's a cheaper wub sub sandwich place, but even that stuff, if that stuff is super tasty, you don't want to go there. You need to eat healthy. Hey, I know. Wait right here. And she's off scurrying back to her hidey hole. And she's back scurrying from her hidey hole. Lunchtime! Here you go. She brushes a box lunch into my hands. It's a bento box. I learned how to make them from my mum, who learned from her mum, back when they lived in Japan. Rice and pickles and all sorts of good healthy things. Wait, you're giving me your lunch? Sure, why not? And yet when I first walked in as a stranger, she looked super uncomfortable with me. That escalated quickly. What'll you have for lunch then? Oh, I can just get some nachos from the vending machine or go hit the whole store next door. I've got a book delivery to pick up anyway. But you said eating healthy was important.
See ya!
See you after lunch! I can't help but think she was just looking for an excuse to go get some junk food instead. I'd say Naomi definitely fits with Francie's ideals for this arcade. She's got a love for this game, and it shows. I have to wrap up this soon. And giving me her lunch, me, a total stranger, that is a kindness I don't know if I deserve, but I appreciate it all the same. So, a bento box. I've only seen these in anime. It's cute, and hopefully has plenty of calories too. Armed with a box of health food, I retired to the employee lounge to get my munch on. Okay, she's off to the employee lounge. I think we will leave this here, and we will continue this in the next video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!